Welcome back to Theresa.is.Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And if you're new here, welcome. I have an awful garbage mouth where I tend to use fuck as a comma. If you're not into that or weird shit in general, bitch, this is not the place for you. Feel free to exit out the video here. No harm, no foul. But I'll remember our time fondly. If you want to jump straight to the overall review of the product, I'll leave a time code down below. Feel free to jump ahead. So the last few days on the bus have been pretty eventful, to say the least. And every time I've been getting on the bus, there has been one guy that is always on the bus and he's singing. So the first time that I saw him, he was in a three-piece suit singing Mrs. Robinson, but only one part of the song. And the first 7 times is fucking hilarious, but after sitting in traffic on the 495, it starts to get a little bit irritating when you hear
"Cuckoo, cuckoo, Mrs. Robinson"
over and over and over and over again. So today I get on the bus and I quickly scan around to see if I could find the guy again. And it looked like he wasn't on the bus. I figured, oh, whatever, it's a fucking fluke, right? And today the bus was a little bit crowded, so I had to sit next to this lady. So I sat next to her, I was listening to music, living my best life, the usual, when I heard someone clapping. So I quickly turn around, I start scanning the bus, and I see him. I see my friend from yesterday. He has giant headphones on, his eyes are so tightly closed, and he's just clapping. And my misophonia is really appreciating it right about now. So I turn back around, whatever, but he keeps on fucking clapping. So I turn back and I see that he's mouthing some words, but again, his eyes are closed, and he's like really fucking into it, right? He then starts saying,
"Okay, I believe you."
And I was like, I know that song. I fucking know that song. So I'm like waiting for him to say it again. And he says it again. And now he's starting to stomp his feet. So I'm like turning around, like I want him to fucking open his eyes. Like I want to make eye contact with this man. Cause I'm like, what are you doing right now? And also, what are you on? Because I want some of that. Needless to say, he never opens his eyes, but he just keeps saying,
"I believe you."
and starts stomping his fucking feet to the goddamn Harry Belafonte song from Beetlejuice. So I turn back around, I see that the lady next to me wakes up. And so I say to her, like, can you believe this shit?
Oh, Phil? He's harmless.
How do you know that?
'Cause he's singing.
He does this often?
Only when he has presentations.
How do you know this?
Phil's been riding this bus for many, many years. He's a nice guy, divorced, a little quirky, but he loves Simon and Garfunkel.
So the lady closed her eyes, went back to sleep, and I just listened to the cool sounds of Phil saying,
"I believe you,"
over and over and over and over and over again. But this time I was less annoyed by it, because now I realize why he's doing it. It actually made me want to hug him in a weird way, which probably would have creeped him out even more, but whatever. But I could actually sympathize with the guy as somebody that has a lot of anxiety. I never once thought that I should just open my fucking mouth and start singing parts of songs. But maybe I should. Maybe we all should. Maybe we would all feel better. In any case, I hope Phil had a good presentation and I look forward to future rides with him. Anyway, that was my day. How was yours? On today's video, we're going to be talking about the 2 new Lethal Cosmetics collection. One is called Landfall and the other one is called Skyward. So Lethal Cosmetics was so kind enough to gift me their new collections, which I am so grateful for. So I appreciate this so fucking much. No, they did not ask me to create a video or anything like that. I'm doing it because that's how much I love this fucking company. I literally suck their makeup dick and I love it. So I'm really excited that they did send this to me. Otherwise, I would have definitely purchased this on my own because that's how much of a whore I am for this goddamn company. Now, this is normally the part where I'd be like, hey, let me read you a little bit about the product, but their description is literally a sentence. So it's not enough for me in my like little snazzy 1950s overlay. So we're gonna skip that and I'm going to break it down per collection. We'll start with my personal favorite, which is the Skyfall collection, which I swear to God, I know I said this in the makeup bingo video, but I just think of James Bond every time I think of Adele. Like I'm Adele. Like that's literally what I think of when I hear that name. So stupid. But whatever, I am. So I'm also gonna throw in some live swatches because that makes the most sense as well. So we're gonna start off with the shade first. The shade is called Celestial. Celestial is a beautiful shimmer shade and it's amazing on the lid as well as the inner corner, but it has a beautiful green shift. So it's like a white to green shift. Basically, I feel like a space age slut when wearing the shade. Take me to your leader so I can fuck them. Also, is it like a sick kind of highlighter?
Yes, bitch.
Okay, granted, this is over existing highlighter, so I apologize, but fuck yes, bitch. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I love this.
Oh my God, I seriously cannot stop. I I fucking myself. I love it.
So the next shade is Altitude. So Altitude is a wonderful pastel periwinkle. It's a matte shade that has a lot of pigment and doesn't require too much building up. And it definitely blends out beautifully within other shades. So the next shade is Yonder. Fuck me the fuck up. I love a good turquoise. This has a lot of pigment and actually doesn't require a lot to be built up. It's a touch on the powdery side, and I noticed a little bit more fallout with this shade, but it's incredibly easy to clean up. The next shade is Mirage.
Mermaid Fantasy Beach.
This is another beautiful shimmer shade in this collection. It definitely gives me little mermaid vibes. The shimmer applies beautifully on the lid, but with the help of some setting spray or finger application. It applies nicely with a dry brush, but beach, I want to be seen from outer space. I will note though that this one, as well as Celestial, which is the first shimmer shade I showed you, is a little bit on the crumblier side, but cleanup is pretty fucking easy. The next color is this green color down here, which is the shade Eden. This is a beautiful ivory green color. And I think out of all the colors in this collection, I was beyond impressed with this one. Again, it doesn't require a lot of buildup, and this one blends out so beautifully with the other matte shades. I'm also a huge fan of how long the shade lasts. I wore this shade once for more than 16 hours, and it was vibrant as fuck at the end of the night. It's beyond impressive. Again, this is another one that's a bit powdery and has some fallout, but again, easy to clean, and also looks beautiful smoked out in the lower lash line. Perfect for the fall. And last but certainly not least, this is the color Surge. What I love about this color is that it adds that pop of brightness to this collection. It's also the color that I lovingly call Disney blue. Every time I'm in Disney, the sky is literally this fucking color. And it's such a change of pace from living in New York when the sky is mostly covered in smog and semen. So anytime I see this color, it makes me incredibly happy. And much like the rest of the mattes in this collection, it's pigmented, a touch dusty, but blends out like a motherfucking dream. All right, now let's look at the Landfall collection. Let's start with this color, which is Pilgrim. I actually adore this shade. It's an ivory shade with a pink undertone. Basically looks like my skin color. But this is a perfect inner corner highlight shade. And I actually like applying it to the inner corner of my lid, which is what I have over here. I do apologize. My makeup is a little bit fucked right now because I've had it on for a long time. And actually this is what I have on in the inner corner right now. But anyway, point is, the difference between this matte shade is that this does require a little bit to build up. But once it's on there, holy shit, it's here to stay. This is another shade that lasts very long, and it's just so soft and pretty and feminine. I love it. The next shade is Crossroads, not to be confused with the Britney Spears movie. Motherfucking Barbie realness up in this bitch. I love the soft bubblegum pink color, and I feel like I'm holding on to my youth when I fucking wear this. This shade is incredibly pigmented, so you really don't have to build this one up, but if you do, it just gets pinker and just like a bubblegum fucking dream, and it's so adorable. And this one also blends out beautifully along with the other shades in this palette. So the next shade is Descent. So this is Yonder's prettier younger sister. It's fucking beautiful. It has a wonderful lavender with a silver shift, and it pairs so beautifully with this palette, as well as Skyward. It is a touch crumbly, and it's definitely soft pressed. Beach got soft bones, but overall it's so fucking beautiful, and it lasts forever on your eyelids. Your next shade here is Midway. So Midway is pretty much your boring run-of-the-mill transition shade that is definitely needed in this collection. It's a nice beige color with a neutral undertone, but it definitely pulls a little warm on my uncooked chicken skin. It requires to be built up, but it does blend out beautifully. And I found that this shade actually works really well when you're trying to soften the edges of some of the darker shades in this collection. The next shade is Terminus. Terminus reminds me of a wonderful raspberry pie. It's beyond pretty all over the lid, as well as the lower lash line. It's definitely perfect for the upcoming fall season. I actually loved pairing this shade with the pink shade Crossroads to kind of give like this beautiful, fun little pink gradient that I have on my eyes here today. This is another matte shade in the collection that is a bit powdery. There is some fallout, but definitely easy to clean. It's incredibly vibrant and lasts for a very, very long time. No fading. And last but certainly not least, here's the shade Trespass. All right, I'm gonna say it. Not my favorite shade. I know. Trust me, I know. Here's the reason why I don't like the shade too much. I find that this one can be a little bit difficult to work with. So I found that this shade is really good if you pack it out on the outer lid. I think when I try to put it in the crease, it just disappears. And it disappears rather fast. So I'm treating this shade as like a subculture shade, which means I pack it in the corner of my eye, leave it alone and pray to God that it fucking works. And I mean, as you can see, I tried to bring it in my crease today, and I've had this makeup on all day, and I would say I noticed the fading around like the 5-hour mark. This one looks a little bit better than this one today, but I tried this shade a bunch of different ways with a bunch of different primers, and I've had the same result. It's just, you know, not the greatest. I just leave it in the outer corner, it's totally fine, but if I do anything else with it, not so much. But other than that, it's a very beautiful brown maroon shade. I just wish it lasted longer in my crease. So overall though, I love both of these collections. I think they pair together so well, and I'm very excited to put them in my ever-growing Lethal collection. If I had to pick one of the collections, I definitely think Skyward would be my favorite because I'm more of a blue-green type of bitch, but I definitely do love Landfall. There's something so pretty about the pinks and purples in this collection, and having one shade not be the best actually isn't that bad considering every other fucking shade from Lethal Cosmetics had been a slam dunk. So it's bound to happen that one shade is not going to be the most amazing thing in the world. So thankfully I did find a way to use a shade so it's not a complete dud, but it's definitely my least favorite out of all my Lethal Cosmetics shades. You can get both of these collections currently on their website. Each collection comes out to about $30.60 a piece, or you can get it for $58.80. Or the beauty of Lethal Cosmetics, if you only like some of these colors, you can actually just make your own custom palette, which I totally recommend you guys doing because they have such amazing shades. And actually, if you ever want to see a video talking about some of my favorite shades, along with me taking all my Lethal Cosmetics and arranging them in order, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to do so. Of course, I'm gonna have a panic attack while doing it, but either way, it should be fun. So again, I want to say thank you so much for Lethal Cosmetics for gifting me this palette. I love and adore you, and I look forward to your next collection. Now I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down below if you're interested in picking up either one of these collections, or if you want to pick up certain shades, or if you're going to be making your own palette. Let me know because I love hearing from you guys. And I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And hit that bell icon for notification of all my fucking posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Discord. On Thursdays, we have a podcast called The Miserable 3. And sometimes I'm on my husband's Twitch channel where I just yell about things on the internet. And right now we're playing a horror game called Until Dawn. So if you want to see me scream and yell, feel free to come check me out. All the links along with everything that is on my face will be listed in the description box below. And I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.